just woke up just now with some pretty big news, so that's why you see my hair all puffed up and crazy like a lunatic right now. And that is a pretty big tweet announcement from Nicki Minaj and to an extent ASAP Rocky. And I want to talk about both of these artists today because it's been kind of sort of frustrating to say that both of these artists that I once listened to on a huge occasion are just pushing back their projects respectfully, but in different angles, different ways, of course. So let's start off with Nicki Minaj, of course, because as you know, I've been talking about her on the channel a few times already. I just talked about her in that Cardi B, Nicki Minaj beef that was honestly really pointless. I didn't even want to talk about it initially in my video. And I think it's safe to say, after that video is posted, um, now we got confirmation as to what's going to happen now with that up and coming Nicki Minaj album that's supposed to be dropping Slave for next year, March. And it's not happening. As seen in this tweet here, where, okay, I'm not going to put out the album anymore, no more music, hope you're happy now. And then she, for some reason, tags Sean Carter. And if you know who this account is on Twitter, it's the legendary Jay Z, and just says bye barbs, love you for life. And then that's it. And this was 7 hours ago on my end. But what's kind of a little weird, and some astute viewers should realize when I took that screenshot just now, she has the date still there. She has the date still posted. So it makes me wonder, is she lying? Is she just doing this shit to gain some clout? Or is she for real on this time around that she's not going to drop any music? Because if you know how Nicki Minaj has been as of late, she has been on this weird, crazy tirade of tweets and posting the most weirdest, randomest stuff on her social media page that makes no sense. And looking at like where her current Twitter feed has been as of late, because again, I don't follow Nicki Minaj, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it's pretty damn clear that like she's been like nonstop like spamming Jay Z and other and just tweeting some random shit. Again, I would pop up the tweets right here, right now, as I'm scrolling through it personally on my screen, but I don't want to do that shit. It's just like, again, as I've mentioned already in the past Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B video I did a while ago, is that it's so unhinged, it's so crazy. It is just like, why why do I want to mention these tweets when they're so unhinged? This is not the Nicki Minaj that I grew up with, and overall, it just has a bad outlook for Nicki at the end of the day. But again, I bet there's going to be some deranged Nicki Minaj fans out there that's going to type in the comments angrily or dislike this video and be like, oh no, you see, she's doing that because she's doing like a double checkmate move where it's like, I'm announcing that I'm not dropping music, but haha, joke's on you. I'm going to drop the album on the date it came out or some shit. And it's like, okay, that's cool. I don't, again, if Nicki is doing that, which I wouldn't be surprised if she's doing this because she's trying to stir up some clout right now, and then she's like, boom, surprise drop an album. I would not be surprised by that, honestly, truthfully. But you have to be like kind of fucking stupid to do that because like at this point we don't want that type of stuff happening, man. Like just confirm when the album's coming out, and we'll call it there. I mean, as I've said, as someone who has already listened to the Cardi B album this year, again, if Nicki Minaj ever drops another album this year, which I'm hoping she does because I want her to one up her disappointing Pink Friday 2 album that came out not that long ago. Like, I'm hoping she drops an album at the end of the day. I still am looking for a new project for her, and I want to listen to it because at the end of the day, I still love the old Nicki that I grew up and I respected. This version of Nicki that I'm seeing right now is just absolutely not the Nicki I want to listen to. Now, of course, let's move on to ASAP Rocky. So, ASAP Rocky, if you've been keeping up with him and his shenanigans with his album rollout, he's been teasing for, I would say, for the past 7 years now that he'll be dropping his up and coming album, Don't Be Dumb. And now we've actually got another new update as to like what the fuck is going on with that album release cycle. And again, I found this out because he did another interview once again on Numero magazine. So shout out to Genius for providing the context of the thing. But they narrowed it down to just two simple comments where in these posts from Genius, is ASAP Rocky basically just says, to be honest, I don't want to talk about release dates anymore. Hmm, you don't want to talk about release dates anymore, huh? Like, buddy, you've been saying that shit for 7 freaking years, man. You've been teasing new songs, new tracks. Hell, last fucking year, you teased a ton of freaking songs that were going towards the album. You even have like a pre-release set scheduled, and you had so many people and your fans buying that shit. I was fucking buying that shit, thinking that you were gonna actually finally drop "Don't Be Dumb," and then all of a sudden you cancel all the pre-orders and refunded it to all your fans. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, what's going on? And I know that ASAP Rocky came out with some statements as to why he had to like push it back even further from last year. We're like, oh, we have samples clearing issues. Oh, I want to make sure that the album is perfected because at the end of the day, this is the album that I've been working on for so long. You know, again, it's been 7 years since my last album testing, and I get that. I get that, but like, come on, man, you can't be edging your fans on to like hoping you get this album, and then once it's like right here, right now, like you just pull back last freaking minute because that's basically what happened with this "Don't Be Dumb" rollout from last year of 2024. But moving on from the interview that was provided by Numero Magazine slash Genius, I rather let the music speak for itself. One day you'll wake up and see what's coming up. I was a bit foolish giving dates last time. Today I want to make it clear you would just have to wait and enjoy the record when it will come out. And that's basically it for the statements from Ace Rocky. And it's like, bro, I get what he's trying to do though. Like he wants to do like a surprise album drop, like super out of the blue at this point. But I think what he's doing here has gotta be like a really poor decision in my opinion. Because take for example Chance the Rapper, right? With Chance the Rapper's Starline. That project from Starline with him was teased throughout numerous times for numerous years since the infamous Big Day flop, right? And Chance, despite like how Starline came out to be, again, I understand there's some critics and fans that may not like Starline, but I think Starline's a really great album. It's a really great comeback album, and I'm glad that Chance did not sway away from what he was trying to put out in the first place. In the case of A$AP Rocky, what he's basically saying here is that he's just gonna drop the album and surprise drop it out of the blue one day and just be like okay, like here's the album. Hopefully you listen to it. And it's like, really, like, come on, man. So, and that's the other thing I also want to address too. Like, you're saying that because you're not gonna give an official release date now. Like, are you saying that all the tracks that you teased throughout the past 7 years, more specifically from last year with Hijack and Taylor Swift and Ruby Rosary featuring J. Cole and Riot. Like those songs are not going to most likely appear now on Don't Be Dumb because that's what it feels like at this point. And again, overall, I'm just entirely sort of disappointed that we're not going to really get a new A$AP Rocky project because he just keeps pushing it back all the freaking time. And I don't know. Like I'm looking forward to a new A$AP Rocky album again, like I am with the Nicki Minaj project. But at the rate it's going, I don't think A$AP Rocky is going to be dropping a new album. Like I feel like we're just being gaslit every freaking time. And even though we did get two new songs this year from both Eyes Closed and Trunks from the Highest to Lowest soundtrack that came out a couple months ago, that's still not enough to quench my thirst for like a new A$AP Rocky album. At the end of the day, like bro, we know you can make some amazing music. We know what your sound and your vibes are going for. Just drop the album, man. Stop like gaslighting your fans. Stop like edging them on and thinking that they're gonna get the album right here, right now. Because we're tired of it, man. We're tired of this trend, in my opinion. Like I get that there's some music fans out there that are okay with this trend where they want to have an album surprise drop, but come on, man, you know better than this. But yeah, just want to talk about these two artists and my sort of disappointment factor on why I just want out for them, man. Please just drop the album for God's sake. Just drop the album. And yeah, that's about it. I'll see you on the next one later.